You are appreciating the contrast of your time and place? Not really. You're understanding that out of contrast is born desire. Sometimes you're able to verbalize or articulate your desire more succinctly than others, but whether you are able to put words to it or not, as contrast happens and you are exposed to it, out of that contrast is always born desire. And the desire that is born is a magnificent thing, because as it rises up within you, even if you don't talk about it, source energy receives fully the content of your asking and answers it immediately. So most humans do not realize the extraordinary benefit that contrasting experiences provide, because most have not personally, in their physical human form, come to the place of remembering or realizing that every time an asking occurs, an answering occurs too. So what we are saying to you is that in significant time of contrast, and we would say that many of you are within it here, in significant time of contrast, there is significant asking and there is significant answering. And that answering is source energy that you all utilize for the creation of all that you are about. It is an interesting thing to watch you in your time of significant contrast, because while the asking is greater and therefore the answering is greater, you're understanding what we mean by that, aren't you? There are only 3 parts to the creative process. The first step is the asking, and you cannot help but do that. Contrast provides that for you. The second part is the answering, and that's not your work. Source energy does the answering, always, every time, no exception. And the third part is that those who are asking must be in the place of vibrationally receiving that which they are asking for. And that's really what we are wanting to talk with you about today, as always. Because when you're in the place of vibrationally receiving that which you're asking for, you thrive. You feel good in the moment. You fulfill your reason for being. You complete the 3-part cycle of deliberate creation. But when you ask and you hold yourself still in the dialogue of the contrast that caused you to ask, so that the emotion that is within you is one of fear or blame or hatred or dissatisfaction, then you hold yourself vibrationally apart from the very thing you're asking for. It is of such advantage to you when you discover the freedom that comes from practicing so that you can find it any time you want your feeling of positive emotion. Because in your feeling of positive emotion, you are in the state of allowing the well-being that the contrast has encouraged you to ask for to begin with. It is always exhilarating to interact with leading-edge creators like you, who are literally standing out here on the leading edge of thought, with exposure to ever-new circumstances that produce within you ever-new desires. For that is the reason that you came forth in this time-space reality. You said, what an opportunity to be exposed to so many others with such diversity, such balance of desire, giving opportunity for such fantastic new thought. And as the new thought is born, and the source energy responds to it, and the universe expands. I, you said, in my human form, will utilize the guidance system that I am born with to continually, on a moment-to-moment basis, bring myself back again and again and again into alignment with who I am and into alignment with that which I am desiring. So you came forth feeling no risk in the variety of intentions, because you understood that an attempt to contain intentions, first of all, would be futile because it cannot be done, and secondly, would be limiting even if it could be done. Instead, you understood that the variety of intentions, even when those intend other than that which you would choose for them to intend, the variety of those intentions adds to the balance of the whole and puts each other of you, in the position of clearly identifying your own clear-minded desire. And further, and most significantly, you understood that any time a desire is born within you, you as an individual or you as a collective consciousness, that when desire is born within you, from any place you stand in contrast, that then that new desire is answered. So you understood that there could be no risk. You understood that if contrast became so extreme that it produced within you a clear acknowledgement that what was going on could not be endured, you knew that a new, clear, fresh, powerful desire would be born out of that, and that instantaneously source energy would begin to answer it. You knew that in time of conflict or war, even dramatic exposure to such a thing, you knew from your broader non-physical perspective that in the midst of that extraordinary, outrageous experience would be born within you and others a desire for well-being that would then be answered. And you knew, therefore, that there could be no risk to you as an individual or to you as a people, because you understood that all that would be necessary for you to be the receivers of the desire that was born from the conflict would be that you as the individual would find alignment with your own desire. It has been interesting to monitor the energy of your planet over the last few days. Rocket of desire, the likes of which we have never witnessed, shooting forth. So more asking than ever before, and therefore more source energy response than ever before. And now it's up to you, individually, to decide how much of that extraordinary well-being that is being answered in response to your request you are going to let in. It's always easier to understand the creative process in times of faster moving energy. Because in times of faster moving energy, your guidance system is keener. So you can feel more easily whether you're up to speed with your own desire or whether you are not. We are eager to talk with you about anything that is important to you. Whatever's on your mind will be addressed, whether you sit in the hot seat and speak to us or not. It is our desire, as always, to assist you in finding vibrational harmony with your desire.